welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. John Hartung alongside James Loney and Adrian Gonzalez. The Dodgers dropped the final game of this World Series rematch in Toronto. It's still a great trip for the Dodgers. They go 5-1 through D.C. and through Toronto, but they'll no doubt be feeling a little bit of frustration, James, after letting this one get away in the late innings of this game today.
Yeah, I mean, coming into the game, they had one error, right? We saw a few errors in this game, but, overall, great job by Otani pitching. He had 10 ground outs, no flyouts. I just thought that, he got a couple jams, got out of it, so great to see him out there.
That was great. He did a great job. Otani did a great job on the mound. And, yeah, I mean, this one, you go into the game up 5-0 on the road trip, feeling really good about it. No matter what, you're going to have a good road trip. You're going to have a good flight home. But this one just hurts a little more because it was errors. It was mistakes. It was little things that they could have prevented. It wasn't just that they got beat by the Blue Jays. They really allowed those runs. They gave up a couple of unearned runs there. So it just got away from them. They lost the way you don't want to lose more than anything.
Yeah, and had some opportunities to cash in some more runs in this game. Weren't able to get it done. And also the bullpen has been really good, Adrian. Recently, the Blue Jays got 2 in the 7th inning to tie it against Jack Dreyer. And then in the 8th inning, they were able to get a run to ultimately take the lead and win this game.
Yeah, I mean, those kind of things happen. And Jack Dreyer gave up a couple contacts there, a big hit to right center to score the run. But for the most part, I think the bullpen did a good job. Like I said, the final run of the game was scored on a steal that you see right here that got away from Miggy. That most of the time he keeps in front of him. That run doesn't score. So I really feel like the bullpen, even though they did give up a couple runs there, I think they still did a good job. I don't think it was, the bullpen blew up. For the most part, I think it was just the little mistakes, and it just really trickled down. It allowed those runs, and that kind of stuff happens sometimes.
Dodgers were 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position. We talked about those opportunities getting away, James, and here they have the top of the order in the 9th inning. And after Shohei strikes out, they start to put something together here with Kyle Tucker with a base hit.
Yeah, really shocking right there. Otani pitched pretty much right down the middle with fastball, at least not being able to get the bat off the shoulder. A great job, Tucker, right there, getting on base. And Will Smith having a great at-bat right there. There were some close pitches, some called balls, some called strikes. But obviously, great fight to see these guys come back. I mean, Freddie had a good at-bat. I know that's a ball out of the zone, but, there was 2 pitches painted on the outside corner that he swung through and he missed. And it's just a tough sometimes with 2 strikes. And then obviously right there, Max Muncy, 1-1 count. Obviously, you'd like to have harder contact, but that pitch was nasty, diving away. So I'm not saying we ever give them anything, but they got something to feel good about, ending this series in Toronto.
Yeah, it was, I feel like we were able to put runners on the bases, but throughout the game, didn't come through when there was runners in scoring position. It's just a matter of, I think, at the end of the day, it was a game that wasn't going to be our game. Made mistakes, didn't hit with runners in scoring position. Let's have a happy flight. Let's put it behind us. Day off tomorrow, and get back to Texas on Friday, and get back to the streak that we started on the road.
Yeah, and to your point, Adrian, if the Dodgers were asked before this road trip, would you take 5-1? I'm sure everybody would say absolutely, because that means we're going to win a series against the Blue Jays at the very least, and they wind up sweeping the Nationals, and they take 2 out of 3 in this World Series.
100%. You go on any road trip of 6 games, you're told you're going to go 4-2. You're like, I'll take it 100% of the time. So having gone 5-1, sweeping the Nationals, winning the first 2 in Toronto, I mean, they are in the perfect position. They just played a bad game today. I think they're all going to be okay with that, and then they're going to have a good flight home, be able to rest, and get back to it on Friday.
Yeah, give Dylan Cease some credit too, right? I mean, the guy, he gave up 4 hits, but he minimized the hits, obviously, with runners in scoring position. He's a guy that's familiar with the lineup, right, playing for the Padres. So, the guy's got a lot of good movement. We talked about Otani Yamamoto, the ball dipping in and out of the strike zone, making them look like strikes. That's what he did today.
One of the things that separates the good pitchers from the great pitchers, as you guys know, is when you don't have your best stuff, you're able to go out there and put up zeros, James. And Shohei Otani clearly was fighting his commands all day long, but he gets through 6 innings. Yeah, you only had a couple of strikeouts, but he did not allow an earned run through these 6 innings.
No, I mean, we got to give this guy a little grace too, right? He is the leadoff hitter. He is on base a lot, right? He's drawing walks. He's doing all these kind of things. But yeah, sometimes it doesn't look like it looks like maybe his energy is a bit down. I don't know if it is, but he is a battler. He is a gamer. He wants the ball. I mean, guys get on base sometimes right there. You see another ground ball out. He was keeping the ball down so good today. I mean, see right there, another pitch, weak contact, right? And that's what you want. I mean, I don't know what he's going to say after the game as far as how he felt. I know it wasn't a lot of strikeouts, but he didn't need that. And like we talk about having longevity, right? About him going, longer in games. I'll take those groundouts all day.
Yeah, 100%. You go 6 innings complete, 96 pitches, and get through the lineup of the Blue Jays that put the ball in play, you've had a great outing. I mean, that Blue Jays lineup, they can hit it out of the ballpark. They put the ball in play. They battle. And that's why he only had the 2 strikeouts. But he only had 1 walk, so he was attacking the strike zone. And, like I said, they fight at bats. They foul pitches off. They do those kind of things. And what he was able to do, go 6 innings, 96 pitches, that is incredible. He had a great day on the mound. And, I would be, patting him in the back, saying, great job. You did everything you needed to do on the mound. Great job.
Yeah, 10 ground ball outs, 6 infield pop-ups, and 2 strikeouts for Shohei Otani. Nothing really to the outfield this entire game. Right now, let's head back to the booth. Check in one final time with Joe Davis and Oral Hershiser.
Well, the Dodgers fall a little bit short of winning this game and sweeping this series and having a perfect road trip.
Yep. Today, the offense just really didn't fire on all cylinders. They're a little short with runners in scoring position. No extra base hits. That means no long balls, and that's been a large part of their offense.
Still a really good trip. They go 5-1 on this road trip, and it'd be good to get back home with the Rangers and the Mets coming in.
It will be. Be nice to get Emmett Sheehan going, nice to get Sasaki going, but the other 4 starters have really carried the ball.
All right, the Dodgers head back home. Off day tomorrow, Friday night. They welcome in Texas for the first of 3.
All right, final game of a 6-game road trip back east. Let's get to the highlights on this Wednesday afternoon. Dodgers trying to complete a perfect 6-0 trip. Freddie Freeman, top of the first inning. They had Dylan Cease working hard, but lines out into a double play to end the inning.
Yeah,
Great swing.
Hard contact, right? I mean, you'll take that all day.
100% of the time, yeah. That's a great swing. Just happened to go right at the second baseman.
Bottom of the first, Shohei on the mound. Vlad Jr. with a base hit through the left side.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a CNI single right there. I mean, not hit that hard, not hit that weakly, just finding a hole right there. Like you said, Otani kept the ball down pretty much all day today.
2 on for Jesus Sanchez, and that's a 3-0 pitch that he hollers at and pops it up.
Yeah, 3-0 cutter. I don't know what he was looking for, but to get beat on a 3-0 cutter, that's tough.
And then with 2 down, he gets his fellow countryman Kaz Okamoto swinging.
Great pitch.
Bottom 2, Nathan Lucas. And this looked like it took some kind of weird hop on Alex Friedman. And Freeland, that's an error for him.
Yeah, just kind of crawled up his leg a little bit right there. I mean, obviously a lot of times you want to catch it out in front, but I think he thought it would just hop up right there, like nice and normal. Yeah, it took like a quick bounce on him right there. So definitely a tough play.
Rock.
Andres Jimenez, and Freeland will handle that one for out number 2.
It's a great job right there from Freddie, making sure that the Blue Jays know you can't take a big round right there when you get the ball.
Tyler Heineman is a strikeout victim to end the second, goes to the splitter. Bottom 3, Shohei 3-2 pitch walks Dalton Varsho. And Will Smith is going to go get a new glove, and that's noteworthy because with Vlad Jr. at the plate, this ball pops out of Smith's new glove, gets away, and that's a pass ball that puts a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, you wonder how broken in that glove is, right? I mean, a lot of times, that backup glove is not broken in, and you see that base hit right there going the other way. Like I said, Shohei will take those ground balls, right? I mean, yeah, the ball was hit pretty good, but you got to tip your hat to the hitter right there. That's just a good piece of hitting.
Okamoto pops it up to Freddie.
Great sinker running in on his hands right there. Started out middle of the plate, ran in on his hands, broken bat, fly ball. Great job.
So it's an unearned run against Otani, top of the 4th. Will Smith doesn't hit it hard, but that is an infield single, and it's an error on Okamoto.
Oh, yeah. You smell that hit. I'm telling you, right? When you hit that right there, And obviously, you're putting pressure on the third baseman. I mean, obviously, first baseman, if you know he's not going to get him out right there, you just got to knock it down with your chest.
And Freddie with a runner in scoring position, Adrian. He's done this many times.
Freddie being Freddie. He knows how to hit it right back up the middle, run in scoring position. Don't try to do too much. Stay simple, stay short, drive him in. Great piece of hitting right there.
Ties the game at 1. 13th RBI of the season for Freeman, 1 behind the major league lead. Bottom 4, 2 down for Jimenez. And Shohei, nice to have a 1-2-3 quick 4th inning.
I mean, even right there, the elevated fastball. A lot of times people are to pop that up. He's getting in on those guys, jamming them. Great pitch right there.
Bottom 5, facing George Springer with 1 out to Miggy Rowe.
Oh, great play, Miggy. We expect these out of Miggy, but they are not easy plays. They are tough. You got to set your feet, made a strong throw. He did all of that. Picture perfect.
With 2 down, it's Dalton Varsho. Freddie flips it to Shohei for the out.
Yeah, I'll give the first baseman some love right there. That ball's going away from him right there, especially as a righty, moving his feet. I like it.
Top of the 6th, after Will Smith walked, it's Freddie with a base hit.
Great job staying inside this curveball that was up and in, but he was able to stay inside of it, hit it in the hole there. It's a good piece of hitting.
Brings up Max Muncy, and he walks, and all of a sudden bases are loaded against Dylan Cease.
This is a situation right here where we could have done more, and we just weren't able to do much more.
Yeah, Louis Varland comes in, bases loaded, nobody out. Teoscar Hernandez gets the sacrifice fly for the lead.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to take that right there. Bases loaded, got in on him a little bit, but great job. The pitch was elevated, so that's what you do right there with that pitch.
Andy Pages has been otherworldly early this season, but today was not his day. So called strike 3.
Yeah, 3-2 pitch right there. You got to be thinking he's going to go fastball middle away somewhere, and if not, it's a slider, stay through it, but he just froze.
One of 4 strikeouts for Pages in the game, and then Alex Freeland grounds out. So the Dodgers do settle for just that 1 run. Bottom 6, Vlad Jr. leads it off with a double to left center.
And Vladdy was saying Otani was a little easier to hit than Yamamoto before the game, right? Got a couple hits today. But that pitch is just elevated right there, and to a good hitter, usually going to hit that hard somewhere up the middle just like that.
But, Adrian, this is a big play. Sanchez on the ground. Miggy Rowe goes to third to cut down Vlad.
Yeah, it's right in front of him. As a runner, you know that it's got to be behind you. That ball was in front of him. He still went. You can see it's in front of him. It's not behind him. He went. That's an easy play for Miggy. It's in front of him. Great job. Just great job on Muncy realizing it and staying there at third base.
And then Otani gets the ground ball to Rojas. And Otani is through 6 innings.
Otani loving it.
We go to the 7th. Couple of walks for Will Smith. It's Tyler Rogers, base hit to center.
Oh, that's a lovely piece of hitting right there. 2 strikes, get that slider down and away right there. I mean, the pitcher did pretty much what he wanted to do right there. Didn't get the hardest contact, but great piece of hitting right there by Will Smith. Great base run right there. We saw Miggy Rowe. We went to head first slide because the catcher does have his feet right there on the plate, and we saw him grimace a little bit. I think he hit the...
he got cleated.
Yeah,
he got spiked.
The spike, right?
The spike.
Yeah. So
Dodgers had an opportunity to cash in more that inning, weren't able to do it. So it's 3-1. Jack Dreyer comes in after a walk, gives up a single to Heineman. So now the Blue Jays are in business.
Yeah, that was just, one of those balls where it could have easily been a double play, ends up being a hit.
And this was nearly a 3-run homer by Springer. It's off the top of the wall there in right.
Yeah, I mean, when you get into that situation, right, you got runners on scoring position. He's like, okay, I'm going to try to keep this ball away from him, keep him in the ballpark. Springer is a different type of dude that can hit for power. Just a good piece of hitting.
Then Varsho with a base hit to center. We are tied at 3. Dave Roberts is going to come and take Jack Dreyer out, and he will bring Blake Trinan in. Bases are loaded for Sanchez with 1 out. Huge strikeout.
Huge pitch right there. Great slider, sweeper, down and in. Just, that's what Trinan's known for, and he just executed that pitch to perfection.
And then Okamoto grounds to Muncy, who's going to step on the bag. What a job by Trinan.
Yeah, great job right there for him to come in, limit that damage, and really get weak contact that we've seen him throughout his whole career.
Bottom of the 8th, Ben Kasparius. 1 on, 1 out. Jimenez. Off the bat, you're thinking that might be a double play, but the way they had him shifted. It's a base hit.
Yeah, that's the one where I feel like he might have been a little too far over in the hole. I think if you play him straight up, that's a double play. Just a tough luck right there.
And then Jimenez swiping second base. Ball bounces away from Rojas, and here comes the go-ahead run.
Yeah, I know what Miggy Rowe is trying to do right there. The runner's barreling down in on him, trying to keep the glove right there so he can just keep the tag right there and not have to move the glove a lot. I thought it was a great throw by Will right there. But you see right there, Miggy Rowe, maybe just the glove just needs to be a little lower. I mean, he would tell you, he should have that. But, he can make a few errors throughout the year.
So the Dodgers are down 4-3. Ninth inning, Jeff Hoffman comes in. And, James, you talked about this a little bit earlier. That's a heater that Shohei was not looking for.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, even if you're looking the other way or looking at breaking ball, you want to be able to foul that off. Maybe he was just sitting too soft for that. That guy just really surprised him with 97.
But Kyle Tucker, that was a splitter away, and he bangs it in for a base hit. Will Smith, 3-2 pitch is ball 4. Now you're thinking Dodgers are in business.
2 good at-bats, great swing by Tucker, great at-bat by Will Smith right there, and you got guys in business.
But Hoffman's able to get Freddie swinging at that pitch upstairs, and then Muncy. It's a ball that Hoffman's able to pounce on and throw him out to end the game.
Yeah, I guarantee you guys, Dodger here's go look at the 9th inning. Hoffman was on that outside corner for the most part. Did a great job.
You see Vlad Jr. kind of celebrating that the Blue Jays' 6-game losing streak is over. Dodgers' 5-game winning streak is over as well as they drop this one 4-3. They're now 9-3 on the season. Ben Kasparius is tagged with the loss. Shohei pitched well. 6 innings, allowed just 1 unearned run. Had 2 strikeouts. Will Smith goes 2 for 3 with an RBI. He walked twice, and Freddie Freeman 2 for 5 with a run batted in. Here's what's coming up on the calendar. The Dodgers coming home for the next 6 games. It's a 3-game series with the Rangers beginning Friday. And part 1 of Shohei's greatest game bobblehead giveaway. Next Monday, the Mets will be in town, and it's Hello Kitty Hoodie Nights. Wednesday's game will be on ESPN. All of the others right here on Sportsnet LA. 6 strong innings from Shohei Otani on the mound in Toronto, but the Dodgers come up 1 run short. We will hear from the Big Show and Dave Roberts coming up.